right, let's do it.
Welcome to episode 5, Jackson.
Welcome, Mikey. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good, man.
I'm always fantastic. Everyone always says.
We just had a really good conversation off air.
Whenever someone asks me how I am, I always say I'm fantastic, and they always go, "You're always fucking fantastic, aren't you?"
Yeah,
always,
but deep down, we're crying inside and hate our lives and want to jump off level 6 one day.
Happy Easter, Jackson, as well.
Happy Easter, bro.
How do you feel about recording on Easter holiday?
Yeah, pretty good. Well, we were supposed to record
yesterday. Yeah.
Good Friday, and yeah. Well, I told my family we recorded yesterday because I didn't want to go to Good Friday lunch. And they were like, oh, I had it's the Lord's Day. I'm like, we're the most un-Catholic fucking family ever. Like, dead set. They don't eat meat one day of the fucking year and all of a sudden we're Catholic. But yeah, I rocked up and, oh, it was so funny, right? I went to nutrition station after training yesterday, and I got the pre-made meal.
Yeah.
And I get there and I'm like, oh, my family. I got a chicken one, and my family's like, oh, I didn't want to tell them that it was chicken, so I told them it was vegan chicken, and they started a whole fucking conversation about vegan chicken, like. Legit, they're like, oh my god, like, what's it taste like? They're like, can I taste something? I'm like, no. You won't like it. It's for healthy people only. Like, my family think I'm a fucking fitness freak when literally I just eat shit. I just count what I eat.
Speaking of that, actually, have you seen that doco on Netflix, Seaspiracy or whatever it's called?
No. What?
Oh, it's pretty interesting. It's just about like I don't know, it's got nothing to do with veganism, but like it's about like the killing of whales and stuff like that. It's fucking crazy. Anyways.
Look, if you're vegan and you're vegetarian for the reason of like saving animals, then like
good on you.
Good on you.
Fantastic.
Like I couldn't do that.
That's fantastic.
Like, I think mass murder of like animals and like all that. Yeah, fair enough. Like they mass produce all this stuff, but if you're vegan because you think it's healthier, shut the fuck up.
You just opened up a can of worms.
Yeah. Anyway, that's not what this episode's about. But yeah, no. Look, like that said though, like if you're vegan because of those like animals and yeah, cool. Understand, like, or vegetarian, like I think that's
each to their own as well.
Yeah,
I was once like not poached, but like gone down the road of trying to be persuaded as to why I should be vegan, and let's just say it didn't really end well.
This doesn't work.
No, this was a close friend of mine before, and she's I don't know. Like, let's just say so vegan. Like she's just super vegan.
This person?
No, I don't. You don't know. And then she was like kind of showing me videos and like of slaughterhouses and stuff. Like, I get it. I definitely get it.
Yeah. It's horrible, but like
it's awful
at the same time.
But I love.
You go to Marcelleria and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm getting an I feel it.
Like it's got nothing. Like I'm all for saving the world and the planet, but fuck, it's so nice.
We say that as we're drinking plastic bottles.
It's delicious. Like bring back plastic straws.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Fucking hell, man.
Like for the world.
Get a fucking shake before.
I don't want to eat cardboard.
Yeah,
I mean drink cardboard.
Yeah, it fucking breaks in the fucking shake anyway.
I don't want to be fucking
drinking a protein shake and I'm fucking tasting paper.
I ordered McDonald's last night. They didn't even give me a straw.
Oh really?
Like,
why?
The fuck?
What did I have? I had Boost. Boost still got plastic straws. I was like, yeah, the fucking goats. I got a fucking gym junkie from fucking Boost and I got a plastic straw. I was fucking G'd.
What the
this podcast is no longer informative. We're just talking shit.
Okay, so back to the real stuff. Should we start a little weekly update?
Yeah.
Talk about your week, business, training.
Well, I had Boost yesterday.
Straws. I love the whole no plastic thing. It's fantastic.
No, look, it's
I
good.
just don't want to have.
Environment. Of course, want to save the environment. I'm full happy.
I just don't want to drink. I just don't want to drink cardboard. That's all. Weekly update.
Good. It's good, bro. I'm taking Tuesday off as well, so I'm really happy about that because I need some relaxation.
Were you meant to like take Tuesday off? Were you always taking Tuesday off?
Yeah, bro. I let my clients know. It's like I guess your clients are the people that see you work the hardest because like they see you. They're like, oh, how are you going today? It's like, oh yeah, good. Like you're my seventh session of the day, and they're like, what the fuck? Like 7 sessions, that's a lot, So they understand like how hard we work, and you know, they all, most of the time, you know, I got pretty good clients now. So they're like, oh yeah, like take Tuesday off. Like, you know, like you need it. You look a bit run down, you know, and you try to hide that because as we say, like PT's like.
Just character building.
Yeah.
As Harry would say.
As Harry would say, yeah. Speaking of, that bloke's sick.
Wonder why.
Yeah.
He runs himself into the ground.
Yeah. Well, you know, he is where he is for a reason. But yeah, no, you try to not portray like that you're tired to your client because you don't want to deliver a poor session or anything like that. But, you know, they can see, you know, we work hard. So my clients are all pretty supportive of me taking Tuesday off, and I'm looking forward to, I'm enjoying this long weekend so far, bro.
I've actually had a couple, this is actually not, actually I haven't had it this year, but before Christmas I actually had a couple of clients say like, you look really tired. Like usually you're so upbeat. And it's kind of like,
but that client was a fuckwit.
Almost shit to hear though.
Yeah, it is shit to hear. Like
you want to deliver this fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you want to deliver a good product, you know, and like that's what we try to do because we try to give every session as it's like our first session of the day. And usually, actually, let's say second because we're probably not awake at our first session.
First session's always the best.
First session post double espresso. But you know, yeah, you don't want you don't like hearing from your clients that, you know, oh, you look tired. It's like, oh. Like, no, I'm fine. You know, even though you might be fucking dying, you know, it's a performance. It is. Like, our job is almost like acting. I wouldn't say
literally
that bad, like to that degree, but you know, you're putting an entertainment on. Yeah. No, it's hard, man. Like, fuck. I'm enjoying this time off. I'm enjoying like the 4 days, 5 days off. Like, it's nice. I don't have to wake up to an alarm. I woke up at 8:30 this morning. Like, got to train.
It was actually such a vibe waking up at 7:30 this morning.
Beautiful. Fucking lovely, man. The sun's fucking up when you're awake, not getting up before the fucking sun's up. You know, I mean, I know it's all the character building, but fuck, it's beautiful to wake up like that. Went to go get a fucking haircut today. Took fucking 3 hours for a haircut because.
Jackson, please tell us about your experience.
Oh man, I was okay. I'm not patient on a good day. And today I was not patient at all. And I went, I was at Dapper and Boss actually. Great place to get a haircut. Oh, lovely. Awesome people, you know. I go to my barber, I was like, isn't Just Cuts down the fucking road? Like, go take your kid there. Don't go to a barber, you know what I mean? And then I would leave and I realized Just Cuts is closed and I'm like, oh, this makes fucking sense. Anyway, I'm actually in a good mood, guys. I'm not a prick. But no, like, it was just annoying. Like, you know, you're already waiting like for 6 people.
There's nothing worse than waiting to get a haircut. Nothing.
And there's just like kids crying and they're just like, at first I was like, all right, the kid will stop. And then it just never fucking stopped. And I was like, fucking hell, man. I just want to get a haircut. I just want a fresh fade and fuck off.
You look large as well, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I just came from functional day, shoulders, arms.
Oh, yeah. So functional.
I'm in a better mood now. But no, bro, like the week's been good, man. Trying to fit, I think this week was a little less sessions. You know, had some people away for Easter, so
happens.
But still trying to fit them in 4 days is crazy. Like next week is even crazier. I've got to finish them in 3 days.
Yeah.
My first day, I do 12 sessions on Wednesday. So
love that
looking forward to that.
Love that for you.
How about you, bro? What's been happening?
Pretty much same story, except I took Thursday off. Well, I came in for one session. So I had Monday,
guys,
Tuesday,
he only
Wednesday.
came in because he missed me and I messaged him.
Yeah, literally, he was crying. Where are you? I'm so bored. So I came in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, flat out. Wish I had a sleep in on Thursday, but actually got up bright and early to go for a little bit of a cycle.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything worse.
I was in Centennial Park, and it was not even like, it was 6:30, pitch black, and there was like a 1,000 cyclists just fucking zooming past every 2 seconds. I'm like, what are these people doing here?
No, I couldn't. Yeah.
And then I was one of them. And then my tire burst before I got started, and then I had like a group of like, you know, like cyclists trying to help me pump up this tire. It was very embarrassing.
I'd love to run you all over.
Know what the fuck I was doing. Anyway, and it went training wise. Oh, it's been good. Increased the volume this week. Volume of my running, cycling, and I think I'm up to about 70, 80 kilometers on the bike this week. It's not too bad.
That's
not too bad.
Man. Yeah.
Yesterday was great. I went to go for a little cycle today, but tire was popped. So that was fun.
Okay, so Mikey actually messages me like photos of the bikes that he wants and tells me to get them for him. And I'm
if anyone wants to invest in my triathlon career,
It's on the HB Max. so whenever we go for breakfast or lunch and Harry's coming, Mikey's like, so business lunch? Because so he gets Harry to pay for it. So he goes to Harry, he goes, you want to invest in my triathlon career?
If someone's looking to sponsor me, willing to just post it on the
just
podcast.
slip into his DMs. Slide in there. And for me, if anyone wants to be my sugar mama,
you opened up. No, we're not going into that.
I won't go into that. But we found a website where you can get sugar daddies.
Let's just say that we are like what, trying to make an honest living. You know.
Yeah. No. Look. All our point was like, just to get my point out there.
You might as well. We're already thinking about it.
We work hard 5 days a week, sometimes 6. And look, our income's like good. Like we're earning
some good money, man.
Yeah,
we make good money.
Like compared to like the people out there who have sugar daddies and they earn 5K a week and they don't do anything other than a bit of this, a bit of that. Not judging, but
2 or 3 times a week. Maybe 30 to 60 minutes worth of work. And they're making triple what I'm making. It's just tough.
Yeah, it's upsetting to know that,
But I still wouldn't change what we do, eh?
No, we have the best job in the world.
We're going to just talk shit about sugar mamas and sugar daddies.
Yeah, so we found out that and we kind of got our egos crushed a little bit.
It was a hard week.
It was a hard week, but it was good, like fuck me, training's been good as well, like I can't complain.
Let's talk about these big numbers of yours.
So Monday was a good day. I did 165 high bar squat. So high bar squat means that it's placed on anywhere between the upper trapezius.
What a vibe.
I did that 3x3 and I did a back down. The back down was harder, man. So back down means that you do your top set, which means I did 3 sets of 3 at 165. Then you reduce the weight a little bit and you do more volume, so more reps and at a lower weight. So I did 2 sets as my back down with 8 reps and I did it at 150. That was fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
That was cardio for me. That's like, that's doing Centennial Park.
That's 80 kilometers on the bike.
Yeah, exactly. That's my volume. So that was good, bro. But it was good. Then Tuesday came in and I was like, fuck, like I had to do 130 bench press and that's my old 1RM. So then I did that, but I did that 4 sets of 3. So that was huge for me, man. There's probably a 145,
huge numbers.
150 bench press in there, which I was really, really happy about. So I'm 2.5 weeks out from competing. So I'm excited, bro. And then Thursday was the big day. And I deadlifted 230, which was really, really cool. That felt really good. There was a little bit more in the tank there.
Definitely.
So
it was easy.
So my plan for the competition is go 220, 230, and hopefully hit a 240.
Go 250.
Look, that's the goal, man. I can get that before the end of the year. I'm pretty heavy, bro. Like 95 kilos, 96 kilos. That's heavy. Like
large.
Yeah, large and in charge. So, like, I was having a conversation with some of the guys at the gym who are, like, all professional coaches and been doing it for a long time.
Like 3 months ago, your 1RM was 200.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And they all said, like, your training's going good. But I appreciate the honesty. They're like, look, for my weight, I need to be pulling 3 times body weight. So, like, I would love a 300 or, like, but not 300, maybe 260, 270, like, around there.
You get there.
2.5 is 240. So,
yeah.
Around 260, 270 is my goal. Like, but that'll take some time, like I've fucking increased 30, 40 kilos, my 1RM in 3 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's huge already. But nah, it's been good, bro. Like I can't complain. Like I'm fucking loving training at the moment.
Killing it.
Trying to be good this weekend as best as I can. Maybe Sunday we'll let loose a little bit. Bro, everyone was at Could You Pav last night. Did you see that? No. Yeah, the whole world.
I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it.
You got depressed.
I was watching. Wait, was it last night? I was watching Straight Outta Compton.
No, the night before.
Oh, the night before. Oh, what a movie!
That is a great movie.
My training as well. Like this is like pretty much on par with your 240 deadlift. I'm trying to run a 20-minute 5K.
Is that good?
Impossible.
Oh, is it hard?
It's impossible.
Really?
Not impossible, but fuck, it's hard.
How's
like,
that?
My time, the fastest I've done 5K so far is like 25 minutes.
So you got to do 20 minutes.
I got to knock 5 minutes off that.
That's
1 minute
fast.
each K I got to knock off.
Ah, shit.
And I've done some like treadmill work just to set the paces. I can barely even run that speed for fucking 200 meters.
Yeah, that's hard.
So yeah, that's what I got to do. I've got 5 weeks to my triathlon now.
And I guess this is going to bring us into our topic for the day. So
Good
today,
segue.
yeah, we're going to talk about motivation. So, Mike, tell me what's motivating you to get to your goal, to hit that 5 minutes off your mark, and you know what I mean?
I kind of find different ways to motivate myself. One of the things, now that I've done one, I've completed it, I have kind of like found areas where I could definitely improve. But I kind of like, not compare, but I look at the top level triathletes. For example, you can go online and you can see the results for the standings. There's a couple of guys that I actually started following on Instagram just to see what they're about. Like, and it's obviously not good to compare yourself to them.
Look, it's different
because
you're using it as a motivation.
Yeah.
And excuse me. You know, you're not letting it belittle how you feel.
Yeah,
or
definitely
like,
not. Yeah. Like, I mean, I looked at these times. For example, I'm 93 kilos, still can't lose weight for some reason. Just stay the same weight.
New Yorker pizzas on a weekend.
But I burned all that stuff off, man. So I look at these times. These
Don't
guys
tell
are
anyone.
like 70 kilos, so 20 kilos less than me, and obviously putting up these crazy numbers, like 16-minute 5K, like almost half as fast as I'm doing it, right? On top of all the other shit that they're doing. So I'm kind of using that as a be like, if I can get closer and closer and closer to that, that's kind of like my motivator. You know what I mean? And then I kind of just use, similar to 1RMs, for example. I look at my fastest time I've done a swim. I've looked at the fastest time I've done a 20K bike, and it's just, okay, now I just need to do put a little bit more into it each week.
Look, I think the key thing here that people need to understand is that you're comparing yourself to yourself.
Yes.
Your motivation is you.
I'm fighting against me.
Yeah. You know, like you're looking at these top guys and these top athletes, and you're like, okay, cool, that would be an ultimate goal. But, you know, like your motivator is you.
Yeah.
Like you wake up every day and you just try to be better than yourself.
It's exactly right.
And it's not fucking easy, man. Like, you know, like some days I don't want to walk in and pick up 230 kilos. Like,
Yeah,
it's hard.
Running for me, like the bike and the swim, I can just kind of just keep going. The run is where it's fucking like,
Bro, running has to be one of the most mentally like grinding and grueling. I remember when I was doing martial arts, bro, like running was a necessity. It was a key to cardiovascular health and fitness. And if you wanted to last 3 or 4 rounds or 5 rounds in a ring, like you had to run. That was just, nothing beats it because you had to, it was a mental grind. Like, you know, like there's nothing harder than having to just put one foot in front of the other for a period of time until you can't anymore. You know what I mean?
literally, it's just like there's a point in the mind where you just like, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. And then all of a sudden something won't even click and your body will just stop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard to fight that as well. Like today I was running, I was like, fuck, all right, 1K to go, just finish 1K. And then I just stopped and I was like, why the fuck did I stop?
Yeah, you could have kept going.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. Like
It's literally just mental. Like physically I was able to just run and run and run.
Yeah,
But something is just in my brain, just like, just stop. You need to rest.
And there's nothing like harder than it. Like when I can only compare this to martial arts when I was doing it because that's when I did the most cardio stuff that I did. And you know, even when I was hitting pads, you know, it's different. You got someone there putting pads up for you, saying kick, yelling at you, like saying, come on, like keep going, like one more round or something like that. You know, when you're running, bro, there's no one there but your own head, and that's why I think running is so hard because you let your mind be on idle. And you know what they say, you know, an idle mind is the devil's playground. You know, so that's that's hard, bro. Like you that's when it's just you and yourself, and you're trying to put one foot in front of the other and shut your mind up and tell everything's hurting and everything's aching and you can't breathe, and then you get nervous and you start like hyperventilating and like all those things start happening. I've had it, you know, and you're tired and you just want to stop and drink some water. Like that's hard. It's fucking difficult, bro. Like that's why I couldn't do what you do. It's good that you're pushing yourself.
It's actually it's definitely one of the toughest challenges is just trying to run and improve on running.
Yeah,
you can run at I run at a certain pace and you can just hold that for a while. But now that you've got to try and go faster for longer, it's like, fuck.
And I think that brings me to a point where it's like, you know, motivation like isn't going to help you there. When you're running, it's not motivating. You know,
No,
I think
nothing.
this is where motivation changes to mindset. I think motivation is, and we've got this in our notes that we've written down. It's like, what is motivation? And I think motivation is something that is temporary. It's a temporary feeling. I know personally from experience, I get motivated when I'm sitting at home and I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
Because that's the easy place to get motivation. You're not motivated when you got to go pick up 230 kilos or you're running. You're fucking terrified. That's when the adrenaline comes in. But this is where motivation needs to change to a habit or a mindset. Mindset is more important, and it's going to overcome your motivation. You know, we get this all the time. We say, how do you guys stay motivated? It's like, we fucking don't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not motivated all the time. Some days I don't even want to fucking do a podcast. Some days I don't want to get out of bed. It's just how you feel on those days. You're tired, you work hard, like life is fucking hard, you know what I mean? But you got to switch that mindset and tell yourself, just fucking do it, because you know you feel better after. Like, I know for a fact, personally, after I did that 230 deadlift, or before, I can tell you, from the moment I lifted the bar to building up, took me an hour to get to my top set, by the way. So that whole time I was in my mind saying, you can fucking do this, you can fucking do this, don't be a pussy, like fucking do it. Like you got to have that self-talk. That's where that motivation goes out the window. And it's the mindset that takes over, you know. And it's after that, once I picked up that 230, that feeling where I watched the video of that just to get that feeling back, get goosebumps, you know, it's like euphoric. It's almost better than a fucking any other drug you can ever have. Like, it's an achievement.
Yeah.
That's where
nothing like it.
Yeah. You know, and I know you could do the same thing. Like, finishing your triathlon, what did you feel like?
Oh, you look back, it was the exact same thing. I've got a couple of videos there of me almost just before cross the finish line. And it's like, I remember the whole 4.5 Ks before that, I was like, ugh. And then you see the finish line, and as soon as it's done, you're like, "Fucking hell, let's do that again." You
get that second wind, you know. And it's all about the mindset. It's all it is, you know. And you look up to all these athletes, and you know you get motivated watching them, but you know, like, it's fucking hard shit, bro. Like, motivate, like, you know. And we can transfer this over to our clients, and this is something that I say to my clients all the time. You know, like, they come to me, you know, in their first session, like, yeah, I'm ready to go, and I'm like, look, like, I understand you're excited and you feel motivated. I'm very happy for you, and I want you to keep riding that motivation. I think that's important. You should ride your motivation. Don't belittle it and say, okay, well, this is going to go away soon. Yeah, it will. But you need to let them know, just like, hey, this is going to be hard. I need you to be in the mindset that you need to be to reach your goal. Because once you reach it, it's fucking awesome. But the motivation is only going to get you going. It's the mindset and the habits that build on that.
Exactly.
You know
like,
I mean?
your long-term goal would be a 250, 270 deadlifts, right? Yeah. Are you going to be motivated each week? Every time you walk into the gym and be like, fuck, I'm motivated to hit 270. No, you're going to walk in and be like, cool. So these are the steps that I need to take. These are the habits. These are the day-to-day routines and all that shit that I need to do each day in order to get me to that goal.
100%. And, you know, it sounds stupid because, you know, you see those fucking motivational videos where they say, "What, make your bed every morning." But I've been doing that. It's a good one, eh? But, you know, I've been doing that ever since I started at Bondi, bro. And it's helped, man.
Yeah.
It's helped, you know, just a little shit matters. Those 1%ers, those little things that you do every single day is going to be your motivation, you know. From the moment you wake up, it's mindset, it's discipline, you know. Like as I said, it's just a feeling. Motivation is a feeling. It's like happiness. You can't be happy all the time. You can't be motivated all the time, and it's just gonna happen. It's inevitable, and it's a matter of like you got to take the steps you want to take to get the result you're looking for. You know, so from making your bed to prepping your food to going to the gym, even on the days you don't feel like it. You know, I get the same shit. Like, again, like, it's just like I've had sessions where I just didn't want to fucking be there, and the mind got the better of me. It's all self-talk, man. You know what I mean? Like, self-talk is so important. I think we should practice it more. Like, how you speak to yourself. Because, you know, this all ties into a bit of mental health as well. You know, it's all tied together. You know, the way that you speak about yourself and the way, even just subconsciously, if you speak about it, like, oh, you know, if you say, "Oh, you look good," it's like, "Nah, I feel like shit." It's like, shut the fuck up. Don't say that, man. Don't say that about yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
That's important stuff. Like, you've called me out on it before so many times. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You should be confident. It's like, yeah, okay, we can't be confident all the time, but you know what I mean? Like, don't speak bad about yourself.
Yeah, you got to kind of surround yourself with those people as well.
Yeah, exactly. You're motivated by the people that you're surrounded by. Hence why we do so well together. You know, like we vibe with each other.
It's awesome. It's a good vibe. So, you know, like we got to like kind of, I feel like or what we do with our clients is motivate them to do you know, in terms of mindset and what's the word I'm looking for
Discipline.
here? You know, discipline. Yeah. And you know, doing a certain habits each day. Like if someone, like I have a mate who fucking takes cold showers every morning. Like, is that going to do anything? Probably not. But for him, it's his way to start the day. I wake up, I have a cold shower, and that gets me in a good mindset to go do what I need to go and do what I need to do for this.
Yeah, and if that's your shit, then go for it, man. Like I have clients, and you know, like sometimes it's just going for a walk in the morning. You know, these things sound so simple, but you know, when you add them up and you know you put them into 365 days of the year, and you're like, okay, well, every single day I went up and I went for a walk, I took a cold shower, I meditated, I wrote my goals down. It's like you haven't even fucking started work and you've done 4 or 5 things already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look how good you're setting up your day.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I guess we kind of want to change motivation to habits and discipline, right?
Yeah, I think our goal for the podcast today is that we want people to walk away with the idea that motivation is good. Yeah, it's great. Ride motivation until for as long as you can. If that lasts 2 days, 2 hours, 2 seconds, ride it for as long as you can. But realize that it's not going to always be there, and realize that when you're in the depths or you're in the trenches of the hard days, that you need to switch to a mindset. You know, like, I don't know, when you're feeling shit, Mike, what do you think about to help you get through the day?
Food. No, I just think about all the things that I've done in the previous days that kind of kept me moving forward, I guess. When I look back to my own training, for example, it's like, okay, today I didn't run for as long as I wanted, but what I did last week, all those good things that I did last week leading up to today, put me in this position. So let's just forget about how I didn't hit a fucking top set or a top time. You would just know that I've done something today and I can use that for tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I like, not every day is going to be a good fucking day, and that's fine. You know what I mean? I think one thing that, you know, when we're in the middle of like trying to hit these big numbers, or if you're trying to like lose weight or lose 10 kilos by a certain day, like, I think it's good to have those goals, and I think it's good to try and reach those things, but you know, you're not always going to hit those goals, and that's totally fine. You know what I mean? I say this to my clients all the time. Like, you know, I had a client that wanted to like diet during Christmas, and like we lost a little bit of weight, but not as much as she wanted. And I'm like, listen, that's okay. We did something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even on the days of your shit, you went to the gym. You still hit your steps, whatever the fuck it might be. You still made your bed. Like, just know that on the days that, you know, you weren't motivated, you're still getting shit done. That's, I think, what helps me sleep at night.
Yeah.
When I have a bad day, like, I can look back and be like, for one, it's just a bad day. My life isn't shit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to put things into perspective.
Gratitude.
Yeah, exactly. Perspective is everything, man. And, you know, I know that, you know, if I had a shit day, like, I may have lost some clients or whatever, but I'm like, you know what? Like, fuck, I've been a PT for 6 months now, and I'm complaining about losing 1 or 2 sessions, maybe 3 at most. You know what I mean? Like, shit will pick up. It's peaks and troughs of the fucking, I don't know if that's how you even say it, of the fucking business. You know what I mean? Like, shit happened, but you know, I go home and go to bed. And I'm like, you know what? I still wake up to some clients. I still have a business. You know, I still have a roof over my head. It's just perspective, you know.
Perspective and gratitude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, baby.
But no, man, look, I think motivation is something that is, you know, because we go on YouTube and we look at these videos and we look at these athletes that, you know, we look up to, and, you know, they seem like they're always on. And I'm pretty sure there's days Michael Jordan woke up and he was like, can't be fucked.
Yeah.
You know, that man has created everything. I'm wearing the fucker's shoes for fuck's sake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that bloke has created an empire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure there's days he didn't want to do it. It's just, you know, and what we get motivated off these videos and off these athletes because of their mindset, the discipline they have.
Yeah.
They do the shit they need to do when they don't want to do it. You know what I mean? And
that's what it all comes down to, right?
Yeah,
I would say what makes you great more than good. It's kind of like when you don't want to do something, and when you're at your worst point, you get up and do it anyway. That's what kind of, if you can do it at that time, then when you're motivated, what you can do in that state of mind will be triumph. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And look, speaking from experience, like, I remember, like, when I moved to Thailand, like, that was probably one of the hardest times of my life. And, you know, I haven't had a hard life, but in perspective, you know, it was hard for me. I was motivated until the day I got on the fucking plane and I realized I was by myself.
Yeah.
Bro, there is nothing more lonely than getting on a plane by yourself to a country that you don't know and that you can't speak the language. It was terrifying.
Take us back there.
Look, man, I wouldn't change it for the world.
It'd be so good to go traveling again.
Oh, bro, fucking I would love to be on a plane to go to Thailand right now. Fuck, put me by myself. But no, like, you know, like, that was hard for me. Like, that was really hard. I was 18, bro. Like, I didn't know what it was like to leave home.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was like to not have friends. Like, I didn't know anyone, you know, and that was lonely. Like, I wasn't fucking motivated at that time, you know, and even when I was there, bro, I was fucking sad all the time. I was like, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to train anymore. I didn't want to fight anymore. Like, it was hard, but you know, like, it was not like it was the mindset that got me through it, you know. And it took balls for me to even come home.
Fucking oath. It took balls for you to go.
Yeah, look, I look back on it now and I'm like, fuck, like I would never change it for the world. Like, it's gotten me to where I am. You know what I mean?
Now you're large and in charge.
Yeah, yeah. We were hitting pads. Well, Mikey was doing a session for boxing. I was like, oh, let's see if I can still kick high. So I still did it. I was like, fuck yeah.
Oh, he's just like that was so amazing, so amazing.
I wouldn't
Jackson did like a fucking flying 360. I don't know the name.
It was a jumping spinning kick.
Okay, well, sorry. And this guy's pads like higher than my face.
But
what's
I
going
would
on
last
here?
20 seconds, 25 seconds in a fight.
Oh, in a fight, sorry.
Yeah, well, that too.
Okay. What do you think about using motivation in terms of like when we talk about goal setting, right? Now, 9 times out of 10, a client's going to come to you with the goal of losing weight or putting on muscle, X, Y, and Z. So how do you kind of like sit your clients down while they're in this motivated state and then kind of plan out the next 12 months with little goals? So we obviously talk about discipline and habits and stuff. How do you kind of use that, right? And say, okay, so you would just want to lose weight. You know, like how much weight do you want to lose, X, Y, and Z? How do you plan that out for them?
Well, I think it's like, again, riding that motivation. I think one thing Fitness First teach us well in sales is to connect it to the emotional. Yeah,
emotional hotspot.
Like we said that, like it's nothing. Like we fucking knew it, like telepathically. Like it's been ingrained into us,
Yeah.
and I think that's actually really well done.
Definitely.
You know, I mean, I think it's a bit salesy of like, you know, you get the sale by connecting it to their emotions, but you know, when you're sitting down talking about someone's goals, then you need to get emotional with it. And I think when you're setting goals, yeah, ride the motivation, but set goals and habits that are going to help them stay motivated when they're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So emotionally, it's like, what's your why? Like, why do you want to lose weight? Oh, like, I want to lose for a wedding. Okay. Why do you want to look good for the wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to feel good about myself. Also, do you not feel good about yourself now? No, I don't. Okay, tell me more about that. Oh, I've been fat during school. Okay, like, I'm not fat, but overweight. You know what I mean? Like, that sitting down and getting in the nitty gritty of those conversations with your client, I think is very important. Not only for themselves, their goals and their motivation, but for a client and PT relationship. Like, I think Mike has to be one of the best people at creating a good relationship with their clients. Like, his clients tell him fucking everything. I mean, same, but like, I think Mike just nails it. Like, he's got the face, he's got the persona, he's got I think he has a good body language, you know what I mean? And he just does it well. Like, go on, like, tell us. Like, clients tell you everything, you know what
Literally
I mean?
everything. Like, it's kind of like, it's more than like me coaching them at this point, you know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't, like, for example, I started training with a girl not long ago. I think it was like last week or 2 weeks, and literally the things that I've been told, like the sugar daddy thing was that's interesting, but like you could honestly say that it's kind of like a close friendship already.
Yeah,
it's only taken 2 weeks. I don't know if I think I'm just, you know, I can kind of be the person they need me to be. I don't know.
It's a matter of turning it on when you need to. Like, you know, there's a time to lift heavy weights. There's a time to focus on technique. And then there's also a time where, okay, this person is just a bit more than losing weight.
Yeah.
This person might need a friend. This person just might need someone to talk to. Like, I have clients like that. Like I have a client that I have a program for. He doesn't give a fuck. He just wants someone to talk to whenever he has a bad day. And I'm there for that. I love it. Like, it's my favorite session of the week.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's my favorite session of the week. Like, it's so much fun because we have a podcast because we can't shut the fuck up anyway. So, you know, like,
I don't think talking is an issue.
yeah, talking's not an issue for us. Like, I'll gladly have a fucking chat with someone and talk about
talk to a brick wall.
Yeah, and you know, if that's their motivation, you know, again, going back to what we would do, like, I'm assuming you would do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, what would you do differently? Like, if sitting down and talking about motivation and, again, connecting it to the emotional side of things.
Well, other than that, kind of like in terms of goal setting, right? We do this to every single person. It's, okay, let's say your goal is 10 kilos in 10 weeks. You kind of break that down into little things that's going to keep them adhering to that goal. So each week, I want you to do this. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I want you to train every second day. On your days off, you got 10,000 steps. Every single day when they wake up, they know they got something to do. And it's little things that's going to add up to get them to that 10K.
Yeah, and it might be as little as saying, okay, well, you want, like, okay, maybe not a kilo a week, but let's say 0.75, like, grams a week is what is realistic for you. And it's also another thing, we've got to bring them down a notch because a lot of people who come to us say, you know, I want to do this, I want to build 10 kilos of muscle in 10 weeks. It's like, well, or lose 10 kilos in 10 weeks. That's aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to do. It's doable, but it's hard. You know, we got to set them, like, they'll come to us up here and we need to bring them like halfway, meet in the middle sort of thing and be like, okay, well, you know, I also don't want you to have a mental breakdown when dieting.
Get disheartened especially when, if, like, for example, you're on track, you've 2 kilos down in the first 3 weeks, and then the next week, it's happened multiple times, they go up by 200 grams or half a kilo.
Yeah.
And then instantly they think, look at the step back that I've taken now. So
the motivation goes from here to here. You know what I mean? And it's just having those, I guess, those like things you go back to keep you motivated to think, okay, well, you know, how's your sleep been? How's your stress been? How's this? What have I done differently? You know, like, have you been doing the things? Have you been adherent? Has your motivation dropped? Oh, yeah, it has. Okay, well, then how can we get it back? Well, you know, like, things have just been really hard. Okay, well, then maybe weight loss can take a step back for a second. Like, let's just focus on this to get your motivation back, and we'll go back to it.
I think all the time,
I think people put too much of a timeline on things. You know what I mean? I think it's like 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 12-week challenge, 8-week challenge at 45.
Fucking challenges, man.
You know what I mean? Like, everything's trying to be done in...
Yeah, we're having this conversation with someone. Something about challenges, like putting an 8-week challenge, a 4-week challenge. Like, fuck that shit.
No, it's stupid. Like, you're
cool. If that's going to be a motivator, great. But fuck, like, so much can happen in 4 weeks.
Yes, and this is a good way we can tie it in, is that motivation is the initial feeling that we've made that point. Now, if that initial feeling is going to get you to a 12-week challenge or something like that, that's cool. That's awesome. You're making a difference. I'm all for people trying to just do something. But I think what we try to do, at least, is we get that 12-week and we're like, no, we don't fuck around with that.
Yeah.
Our goal is to change your mindset and to change you to be, I guess, a lifestyle.
That's exactly right. It's a lifestyle change, and it's got to be, what's the word? You know, sustainable.
Sustainable, yes.
Like, that's one thing I preach: sustainability, especially when it comes to dieting, training, because it's very easy to say, I want to lose 10 kilos in 10 weeks. I'm already instant. The first thing I think of is, what are we thinking after those 10 weeks?
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
going to go back to normal.
Yeah, what are we going to do? Put the weight back on, and then come to me 5 weeks later and say I want to do another 10-week challenge.
Exactly. And so we kind of need to be like instantly straight away. So let's have that as our motivator. Cool. This is what we want to try and to achieve in the first 10 weeks. But I'm just letting you know that I use this kind of analogy a fair bit. Like, if let's say you got point A and point B. You want to try and go from one straight line to A to B. When we talk about diet breaks, all that kind of shit, you could probably just do fucking 5 hours of cardio a week and starve yourself. But you're going to get to here, and then you take a step back. And then you're going to get to this area, and then you're going to take a step back. Let's just stick to one mainstream goal. You know, we've spoken about this plenty of times: sleep, recovery, diet breaks, all that kind of stuff. And we kind of get them to understand that straight away, that if it might take a little bit longer, just know it's for the best. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And look, like I agree with you 100%. Like with what Mike's saying, it's like, you know, our goal is always that we get someone who comes to us and, you know, we're just like, oh, this person is a bit green when it comes to like fitness and stuff like that. And our goal is always to just switch the mindset. You know, it's like, okay, good, they get the motivation. Let's switch the mindset. Now we're talking about sustainability.
Yeah.
We're talking about a healthy lifestyle. And then sooner or later, you know, this is how we keep our long-term clients that do stay with us long-term, because they're like, the ones that don't do the 10 weeks, do the 12 weeks. And we don't even have it's not like we have a minimum term or anything like that. That's just their goal that they come to us with. And it's like, okay, well, I lost my weight. Awesome. Bye. And then they come to us maybe again like a month later and it's like, oh, well.
I'll put it back on.
Yeah, I'll put it back on. Of course you fucking have. Because it's dieting and training isn't like going to get your lips done, where like you get your lip fillers and you're good for the rest of your life and your lips look fucking great, or you know, you get your nose done and you know it's like done. That's it.
Instant gratification.
It's delayed gratification.
Yeah.
It's going to take a long time for you to feel anything close to, not feel, but to actually maybe get to the ultimate goal that you want. And this is something that I think is really interesting as well, especially, you know, us two can definitely relate to that. Our goals, for one, have changed dramatically over the past years of our training. And secondly, like, you know, it's just, they sort of don't matter anymore because we just enjoy it.
Especially since we started PTs. I think that's when our mindset in terms of long-term goals and all that kind of stuff has changed massively. Like obviously we want to hit 240 and 20K, 5Ks, all that shit. But it's more for like, you know, every day just being happy in terms of a good relationship with food, lifestyle. You know, if you have a day off, it's not going to do anything because you have this, you know, this whole lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. It's what we live and breathe. Like I know from the moment when I first started training, I remember I was in my garage back when I lived in Dover Heights. And you know, we had this like shitty bench press and like some dumbbells and stuff like that. And you know, I just wanted to look like fucking Ziz. Like that was the reason I started training. You know, that was the initial motivation. That was the initial thing to get me out of my ass and stuff like that. And you know, like I was like trying to just, you know, change how I looked because I didn't feel good about myself and stuff like that. And now, you know, like I went from there to martial arts, to CrossFit, to now powerlifting, you know, like your goals are going to change. Like how can you say 10 weeks is your goal when, you know, you come to me 10 weeks later and, you know, most of our clients already changed their fucking goal. You know, I have clients that come to me that wanted to look a certain way and now they want to just get strong. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's your goals are going to change. I think we've got to stop putting timelines on shit. And like, it's good to have some sort of like, I want to look good for my wedding. That's different. Yeah, that's great. But from a motivation, from a mental standpoint, like you need to, I guess, look long term. That's the goal. Yeah. Like, and be satisfied, because that's something as well that's really important, is that, you know, we're never satisfied. We're never actually going to be happy with the way we look. Yeah. Like I am now to a degree, but I still look at people sometimes and I'm like, oh, I could look better. Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? Like
there's never going to be a point where you're going to be like, ah, cool, I've won. I've done it.
Yeah, yeah. Like you're not going to get to the end of the 10 weeks and you're like, oh, I'm happy with how I look. I've won. Yeah, like you said, like I win at life. Like, yes.
You see big, massive jack guys in the gym and people make jokes about this all the time. Like, surely you need to stop, like, at some point. Like, look how big you are. You know what I mean? But that person in their head is like,
I look shit.
Yeah, like I've probably looked better before, or they're motivated to look like fucking God knows who. You know what I mean? I actually had a potential client come in this week, I believe, this week, and her the first thing she said to me, she's like, "Well, I'm going to lose weight. How's your eating?" It's actually pretty good. What's the problem then? Drinking. Okay, cool. So kind of, and the first thing she actually asked me, she's like, "So is it true that like all personal trainers just like only train and eat good and don't have fun?" And I was like, I think I pissed myself laughing. I was like, I think it's probably a good thing that you've come to me. Yeah. I was like, okay, so I was like, if you've seen what I eat, I was like, I think I literally just had a cronut for breakfast. I was like, I plan on having takeaway tonight, and yeah, I was like, but well, look, it all comes down to I've kind of put the hard work in over time. You know what I mean? So like, I can go and binge, and I just know the training's gonna take its effect. I just thought it was hilarious. I was like, no, if you've seen the personal trainers in here, I think
Just meet Harry.
I think training is second tier.
Yeah. Like, look,
Fitness is second tier.
I think there's periods of times where we're gonna eat very clean and stuff like that. But I'm sure you're eating. I mean, maybe not, but I'm sure that was a stupid example.
Go and say it.
For example, myself, I'm eating a little bit cleaner because I know I have.
I'm eating a little bit cleaner too. I'm eating a little bit cleaner.
No, you're not.
I'm just still having the non-clean stuff. I'm still having fucking rice and I did actually have. I remember I bought. When was it on Friday last week? I went down and got those 2 salted caramel cronuts, one for me, one for Harry, and I finished mine and I was like, I was just staring at it and I was like, fuck, I don't even know where Harry is. So I had the next one as well, right before my session. And then you go and train someone, you're like, okay. But I feel like that should be the ultimate goal. Don't you think?
Yeah, look, I think, okay, you're an exception as well, though. I think maybe the ultimate goal would be to have one donut and then be able to go about your day. I think no one should
not 2. That's
yeah. I think no one should want to like restrict themselves from eating things that they enjoy, especially if they're not training for something, or if they're not doing some sort of challenge or whatever. Like, I mean, if they're not prepping for something or some sort of goal or competition or whatever it may be, or they're just trying to lose weight for a specific period of time. Like, there's times to be strict and then there's times not to be. Yeah. There's times to enjoy yourself. And obviously the ultimate goal is to have that balance. But, there's going to be times where you're going to be a bit more stricter. There's going to be times where you're going to be a little, like, looser. And, like, for example, we kind of took a step back from work a bit this week, but our training's gotten better. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, there's going to be just different periods of time.
And you've had this as well. I know I was listening into one of your conversations, but it happens more than just this, like, every so often, is that people come to us and be like, cool, so I want to hit this goal, but, like, do I have to track every day? Is like, do I have to be so strict towards it? You know what I mean? Like, if you have a party coming up, fucking go party. Like, compensate, eat a little bit less the next day, eat a little bit less the same day. But if you have a birthday or a fucking wedding or something, like, go and enjoy yourself. Like, life comes first.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're you're always gonna be regretful of the memories that you missed out on. And this goes along a lot on a lot of coaches who post on social media. They say during Christmas, like, eat the cake. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, go. Like, if you're going to have a birthday, like, if you have big 21st or 25th or 30th, whatever it may be, like, and you're, like, trying to, like, track your calories a bit better, then, yeah, save like 300 calories the day before, eat 300 calories less, and eat 300 calories less the day after. You've saved almost 1,000 calories.
Exactly.
Go have a few drinks. I'm not saying go fucking mental, but, like, yeah, like, have four drinks you could probably fit in, vodka sodas or fucking whatever it is your low calorie option might be, gin and tonic, whatever it is.
Straight shots of tequila. Like,
that works too, yeah. Then go do that, or like, and then don't maybe, or then have a slice of cake and some dinner, or like whatever it is your choice is. Like, if you prefer eating and not drinking, then okay, eat a little bit more. Like, roughly have a look of what you're eating, but okay, that's probably that. Like, maybe loosely track it and be like, okay, I'm all good. You know what I mean? Like, live your life.
Live your life.
Enjoy it. Like, I know on Sunday we plan on going out. Like, I probably won't track anything that day.
Probably you will.
Maybe. Okay, I'll track breakfast, lunch, and maybe a post-lunch snack.
Jackson will usually be like, can I get that bottle? I just want to scan the barcode of that. So how many mils? It's 25. All right, sweet. Well, I think we've kind of hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah. What about? Have you seen any shit in the gym this week?
Oh, shit you see in the gym. I got two.
Yes.
I got two this week. One was for your man himself, Jackson Mansuri.
What?
This guy is doing. I was in a session in tears, crying. Jackson's over by if you know Bondi Platinum, you got it or any seated calf raise machine. This guy's doing like donkey kicks on the fucking seated calf raise, like lifting it up. Oh, it was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
What about my L sit on the lat pull down?
And he's doing like an L sit on his lat pull down. That was too funny. But I actually seen someone, look, each to their own, maybe this is normal. But he had like a backpack on in the middle of the gym floor.
I saw this, yeah.
And he had like boxing wraps and just doing like bicep curls with his backpack and his boxing wraps on. Yeah, why not?
I think one thing I hate the most when it comes to that sort of stuff is the external rotation with the dumbbell. I think that's just, I see that every week and I think, just fucking, like, come on, man. Like, it's just so silly. You know what I mean? It's almost like too dumb to even, like, say it's shit you see in the gym. Because it's just like.
But everyone does it.
Yeah. Like,
It's so common.
Yeah. I mean, maybe because we're PTs, we have a little bit more of an understanding of movement and stuff like that.
Maybe we should just discuss this really. Like, so if you have a dumbbell here and you move it to here, nothing's happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, something is, you're doing an isometric bicep curl.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like, you're just holding this here. But, like, for the camera.
When we think of gravity, right?
Yeah.
Gravity is pulling the dumbbell this way.
Down.
So when you move it here, no muscles are growing or...
Yeah, like and usually they do it for your external rotators. So this muscle that sits at the back right here for the camera. So usually sits here. So another alternative would be you do it with a cable.
Let's be informative.
Yeah, let's do it with a cable. So the line of pull will go from your wrist that way. Therefore, you are now using resistance against your external rotations.
Wow.
Or your external rotators or the rotator cuff. That's the goal there. Another one.
Or a resistance band.
Resistance band or a dumbbell, but you are placing the dumbbell on your knee here and you are going down this way. That would work your external rotators.
Yeah.
Or another one is, I guess I like to use a face pull sometimes. This is a bit more advanced, like a face pull.
Once again,
like you pull.
Resistance is pulling from a certain direction.
And I externally rotate my shoulders or my elbows up and out.
Jacked.
So yeah, that was a little bit of an educational ending, but
so yeah, we just like that's what we're all about here: education, informative,
and talking shit,
talking crap
about sugar daddies.
Sugar daddies.
Anyway, guys,
if anyone knows of a sugar mama, Jackson's looking for one.
Yeah, hit me up. No, please don't.
Jackson's looking for one.
I'm definitely not.
Yeah. Definitely, he's looking for one. Well, thanks for listening. Thank you, Jackson.
Thank you. Have a good Easter, bro. Thank you for listening to the Coachcast.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Coachcast and Coach Mike Stevens.
And if you guys are interested in any sort of coaching at all, please DM us. Mine is at Coach Jackson Mansoudi. If you have any feedback, please DM us as well. We would love that.
Thank you.